Hello everyone. Hello everyone. We are the group number 3. The members of this group is Mr. Guido, Miss Romina, Mr. Gilbert, Miss Evelyn, Miss Melissa, and my person, Miss Sandy. Our lesson plan is about my superhero routine. So pay attention, please. Thank you.
Well, as my partner said, the lesson plan that we choose, it was my superhero routine. This is the topic that we, this is the way in that we call our lesson plan. The next slide, please. Well, the profile, the student profile and the context. In this case, we have adapt our lesson plan for a group of students around 8 years old, and we prefer working with beginners. In this case, we choose A1 English level. The key features are optimal learning through play, movements, imitation, and imagination, because they respond positively to visual stimuli and physical activities. The impact of the topic is really important because it's a very highly meaningful and motivating context, transform routines into exciting actions, and increase engagement and content retention. The next, please. Well, the lesson plan design, this lesson plan was distributed into these parts. For example, we have this section structure because this lesson plan have a duration of 2 hours, and we divided these 2 hours in these different parts. For example, listening 25 minutes. In that part, we're going to understand description of superhero routine and identify the main action. The reading, 25 minutes, recognize action verbs and detail in simple comics. Speaking, 30 minutes, describe and ask about daily routines in a basic way. Writing, 30 minutes, writing simple sentence and create a personal mini poster. And finally, closing and reflection, one of them, 10 minutes. And in this part is a summary of the activities and a self-assessment of learning.
Okay. And the learning objects. The first learning objectives are understand and produce the vocabulary and structure of the simple person, and identify and use expression related to daily routine, and participate in the simple interaction about personal habit, and the last, communication your own routine in writing and oral forms.
According methodological decision, mixed approach, a combination of behaviorist, positive reinforcement, drill techniques, cognitivist guided discovery in reading, and contributivist collaborative meaning constructions. About recreational activities, use of hero charades, creation of personalized mini poster and interactive games to encourage participation and entertainment. And active learning, promoting discovery and participation through plays, movement, and imagination, making the student the protagonist of their learning. Next.
Okay. Creation and evaluation of materials. In this part, we apply engagement comment that is creating visual material like super twin morning that to contextualize the vocabulary of their daily routine. 10 flashcards, superhero hero, and action card, designed to facilitate memorization and association of concept, auditory script, development of the captain's routine, script to improve listening comprehension and pronunciation. In the other, we had evaluation and feedback, practical activity, implementation of dynamic games such as Euro Turn and Simon Says Herald Edition for a playful evaluation. Immediate feedback, positive reinforcement, and direct ice plans were offered to correct errors instead and consolidate learning. The other is peer review, promoting collaboration and active learning through peer review and mutual support among students. The other, please.
Okay, I'm going to talk about listening lesson plan. The objective of this lesson is for a student to listen a short audio about superhero daily routine and understand the main action and simple details. First, in the pre-listening stage, a student learn keywords like get up, eat breakfast, brush teeth, and put on clothes. They also predict what a superhero does in the morning. Next, during listening, a student listen to the audio and put the action in order. Then they listen again and tick important words like super, fast, and powerful. Finally, in the post-listening stage, a student work in pairs and said one sentence they heard. They partner listening and checks. At the end, the class listen again and shows understanding.
Okay. Or reading. Or reading, say the reading lesson is designed for 8 years old using a commit street and format. What? Because it's the gay on visual support is essential to understand the action in the keeping and the engage. And this is this object for reading plan, say activate vocabulary and related to daily routine, and identify the action verb is a visual context and comic trick, and the last assess a writing comprehension and working memory. This plan works because it's the following of visual and interaction sequences with transformation and standard reading tasks into a dynamic experience that rescales the age and level or student and making the learning meaningful and okay.
Well, in speaking skill, the speaking activity is about hero traits, which consists in an activity where students have to make mimos, and the another one has to guess what are they doing. Well, they had to get previously the input about routines, for example, wake up, brush your teeth, and students have to mime or gestures that activities and guess is that. Well, it fosters the creativity and is so spontaneous for them to describe their daily routines as a superhero. In the writing skill, and this culminates in the creation of a personalized mini poster applying the structures and vocabulary learned, where students are going to create or write and the poster about themselves like superheroes. They use the structure person, action or verb, and a super word. For example, Flash brushes the teeth, brushes the mega teeth. Okay, so students had to get that input, that structure for write a mini poster about themselves. Maybe I wake up so early in the morning. Okay, thank you. Next one, please. So we have the grammatical approach. In simple present, the first person, we use I. It focuses on the structure I verb to describe the daily routines of a superhero. Brush your teeth, wake up, get dressed, go to school, well, fly, interact with them as a superheroes to create sentences. And another one is adverbs of frequency. It introduces always and never visualized as energy levels to reinforce your understanding in routine context. We use some verbs to get it more understandable the meaning. For example, I always get up at 6 a.m. I never get up or wake up at 10 a.m. Thank you so much. Next one.
Keyword vocabulary. Keyword vocabulary refers to the essential word and expression that a student needs in order to communicate effectively about a specific topic. In this lesson, the focus is on daily routine using a superhero theme. The vocabulary is present in a contextualized way using a complete and meaningful chaff instead of isolate words. For example, rather than learning the verb eat alone, a student learns expressions like eat a powerful breakfast or brush my super teeth. This approach helps a student understand how language is used naturally. In addition, direct and meaningful examples provide so learners can easily relate the vocabulary to real life situations and apply it in their own routines. Another element is the use of discrete adjectives such as super fast, powerful, and mega. These adjectives enrich student language and add emotion to everyday action and encourage creativity when describing routine. Finally, we really appreciate your attention and interest. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. Thank you so much.